Hi friends! This week's video is a part 2 of trying out cool coloring techniques with every art medium that I can think of. Well, within reason. I mean, technically sand is an art medium, but I don't want to color with that.
I'm already recording. I'm so silly. Ooh, that gives me an idea. Are you pondering what I'm pondering? Let me tell you a story. Many years ago, I used to color pages with glitter. Now, this is something I haven't done in years, like, I don't know, maybe more than a decade. But coloring pages with glitter. Rose brought that back up into my mind. I kind of want to do it again. So, I have Paula's new book, Loved. I'm thinking maybe coloring a couple pages with glitter. I marked 4 different pages. We got yellow, red, purple, and green. For pages I think I could color with glitter. I think this one's pretty cute. I think I could do a pretty good job with glitter on this one. And this one. So, I think I might color with some glitter. If you're not aware, I've actually already done some pages in Paula's first book. Some of these are actually made with paper. I cut up different strips of paper to make the image. Some are done with paint markers. I'm not a fan of paint markers.
They're crap. That made a mess.
But at least it looks cute. Seriously, don't ever get this brand of paint markers that I use for this. See? No shade. Don't come for me. I'm not sponsored or anything. So, just my opinion. I did a painted page. I sat and just painted this one. So I've already done some pages in her first book. I've done none in her newest book. And I think this is a fun way to get a little bit more acquainted with Paula's book. So, I guess you're done with me and my face, because you want to see what I create. So let's get to it. Alright, let's get this started. So first I gotta get rid of all this paint stuff. There we go. And show off my glitter. Most of this glitter I've had since like 2007, so it's pretty old. But the good thing about glitter is it's still good. It doesn't expire. It stays fresh. So now that I have picked out my first page that I'm going to start with as a warm-up, I would like to show you the inspiration for this page. So Creative Paula, if you are not aware, is the author of this book. She's currently doing a monochromatic challenge, and that got my wheels turning about how could I do a monochromatic challenge with glitter. Well, actually, it was pretty easy because my favorite color is purple, and I have a dozen different shades of purple with the glitter, so it actually was a pretty easy color for me to pick. I absolutely love purple. Fun fact on why purple is my favorite color. Many years ago, when I had gone to the eye doctor, the doctor was asking me some questions about how I see colors and perceive colors, and I was very drawn to purple, and he decided to do some examination into my eyes. I don't remember the exact test because this was so many years ago. But he ended up telling me that he believes I have an extra set of cones. And it's a very rare trait. It's actually more common within women than it is men to have this extra set of cones. But if you have that extra set of cones, you see purple more vividly than the normal population. I've always been drawn to purple. Since I was really little, I mean 3-4 years old, purple was my favorite color. Absolutely love purple. Did not care that people told me, but purple's a girl's color. I love it. Now getting back into this page, now that I went on my little tangent, I guess I need to tell you a little bit about the process. I went in with a painting technique. I figured that would be kind of the best way to go for what I was doing with this. And I have Mod Podge. I have special brushes that I use just for glue and the glitter. So I decided to paint the Mod Podge into the areas that I wanted it, and then would go over with glitter, helping me create crisp lines within my artwork. Since I used to color pages with glitter, that's what got me into the habit of painting the glue on with the paintbrush, and it really helps kind of create defined lines. Because of the reflective properties of glitter and its shininess, it tends to cause colors to bleed together, so it's hard to differentiate where one color starts and one color ends. The other thing I really liked with this was playing between the different reflective properties of the glitter that I have. I have some glitter that has a lot of high reflective properties. I have some that have a lot of low reflective properties. Putting them together kind of helped add different dimension. Now we're gonna get into the part of this one I don't really care for, which was me experimenting with using glitter glue. I really didn't like the way that it sat next to the other glitter. I tried it. You know, this is just my warm-up page to get me ready for the next ones. So while not my favorite, I'm glad I did it. Happy with the page, even if I'm not happy with the results, if that makes sense. So now we got to get ready for the next page. Now the next page, I love the way it came out. But as you can see, like, I have to reset up all my glitter. I have so many glitters. And the thing is like, unless you're looking at the glitter head on, it's hard to tell what color it is because they're not marked like that. So I have to set it up in a way that I can still see the different glitter, and that's gonna flow appropriately with my brain. And I wanted to try some different techniques with this one. So I wanted to do something impressionistic with the sky. Going back to that last piece, I was seeing how the glitter was playing next to each other with the light and the shininess of the different colors. So I wanted to play into that to see what I could create with the sky. The way I thought I could play with that the best, or kind of experiment, you could say, was going more of an impressionistic route with it. Using all different blues, adding some hints of purple, some silver, some black, to kind of create depth and dimension within the sky. And I absolutely love the way that this came together for the sky. Adding in the stars and the moon, I will say next time if I do this, I would use more of the low reflective glitter in the stars and the moon, as odd as that sounds. I feel like it helped the moon and the stars pop a little bit more from the sky itself. So I would use more. I just didn't have as many colors of yellow. Yellow is one of my least favorite colors. So it's either the 3 shades of yellow I have and gold or nothing. So I was working with what I had, but I'm okay with it. I do like the way that they came out, added some different shininess. And here's the fun part. So I'm pretty sure some of you are wondering, like, how am I keeping all the glitter from going everywhere in my house? One, working on top of a glass surface makes it very easy to clean up the glitter. I did use a double page method. So I have my mat, and then on top of the mat, I have a piece of purple construction paper, and then on top of that, I have parchment paper. I absolutely love parchment paper for crafts. Its nonstick properties with baking helps so much in art, which I absolutely love. It made it super easy to clean up and to keep all of the glitter separated. Of course, after cleaning all that up and thinking like, all right, now we can move on to the next part. Nope, my ADHD decided to take over. It was wanting its time to come out. If you have ADHD, you get it. You want to know what it's like living with ADHD? I was in the kitchen making myself some coffee. Poured in the honey, poured in the coffee, started stirring it, saw my hand. I have eczema, and I was like, oh, it looks like I need to put on some lotion. Not even finished making my coffee, right in the middle of stirring, just left, came in to get lotion for my hands. Damn, I couldn't even finish my coffee. That thought popped up and was just like, it's my turn. You don't get to pick and choose when you're going to be distractible, what's going to distract you, what's going to grab your attention. You don't get to pick. It just happens and comes out. That's one of the reasons you're seeing me mess around with my station so much. I'm trying to appease the ADHD gods. Please, let me work, let me create. Keep my brain focused on the task at hand. So now we're moving more onto the foreground. So when I am painting, whatever I'm painting, I typically go for whatever is furthest from the viewer to what is closest to the viewer. That is typically the flow of my artwork. It isn't always. and you'll even see it in this video, it's not always the case. And even in the last video, I don't always stick to it, but that does tend to be my general flow of creativity. You got the background, and then like when I'm painting or like with the glitter, there's gonna be overlap. So the closest object that does the overlap from the furthest object is gonna help it stand out even more. I really like the amount of dimension, the depth that this piece has. All of the colors play really nicely with each other. This piece surprised me the most out of all of them. In fact, I'm thinking I might actually cut it out and frame it for my husband, because he was talking about how much he loves the little mushrooms, and his birthday's coming up. Ooh, means I already got his birthday present done. Look at me. So I bet you're wondering though, like, David, why are you working with glitter? We've seen you painting and everything. This seems a little bit more simplistic and not your normal style. Well, let me tell you, it's because I am working on this. This painting is a commission for a friend. I'm not going to go into specifics about this, just kind of show you where I'm sitting at. I'm a little under halfway done with this painting, and I'm loving the way it's coming out. But with this kind of intensive painting, I need outlets. I need to be able to create stuff a little quicker than this. I'm already 40 hours in on that painting. So now that you see what I'm currently working on behind the scenes for an upcoming video, let's get on to this next page. So for the next page, we're gonna go ahead and do the cat in the teacup. I thought this would be such a cute little fun piece to do. I want something colorful, I want something vibrant, and something that's just gonna pop and make me smile. Something that if I really wanted to, I can make into a card or collage or something like that. With me doing something a little bit more colorful, I had to get my rainbow together, you know, pull inspiration from real fancy teacups. Doesn't take me long though before I mess up. Oh, no. Okay, so now that my freak out's all done, I got it all cleaned up and fixed. Crisis averted for now. Little subtle foreshadowing for you. So now that we got the gold kind of done, well, I shouldn't say done because I do add some more gold, but now that the first round of gold is done, I want to get the teacup going. And because I'm going to be using so many different colors within the teacup, I want to keep it a little bit more neutral. So I'm going ahead and go with white. And here you can see like my actual process of trying to keep the colors separated and how much I like using this parchment paper. So if you're going to do anything with glitter, I highly suggest that you do something similar with the double pages, a regular piece of paper underneath the parchment paper. You have two safety nets to keep the glitter from going everywhere. Definitely like my pro tip for this if you're working with glitter. And as you can see, like it's not a fast process. This is kind of slow, time consuming. And then trying to figure out like what colors I exactly wanted to go with. So I have like a more vibrant true red, one with a little bit more purple hues, trying to figure out which color red I wanted to go with. Went with the more vibrant, natural looking red. And then I'm just gonna go in rainbow order to add in all of the extra colors on this page to help make the teacup come to life and pop. And it's really standing out well with the gold and the white on the teacup. I think going white and gold with the teacup when using a rainbow was the perfect way to go with this piece. Help everything come together super nicely. It's just looking so fun. Here you can see I'm adding in the final little golden touches. I decided I wanted to do something similar to the first piece where I outlined the flowers, but instead of using the glitter glue, which bleh, I hate the glitter glue, I wanted to go with something that was similar to the first page where I outlined the flowers, but I don't exactly want it to look like that because I did not like the way the glitter glue looked. I'm just gonna go in and paint the glue on. I wanted to outline the flowers in gold, have gold into the center. Like it really tied everything together with the gold accents on the teacup itself to the gold accents within the flowers. And it just kind of helped make this teacup look special. I'm telling you, like if I were to have a tea party and there was a teacup like this at the party, I'm taking that teacup. That's my teacup. And then next, I'm going with the cookies. So with the cookies, I was trying something a little different. I had noticed some of the lighter colors when they're drying tend to be translucent. So I was thinking that I could put a base layer on and then another layer of glitter on top. Didn't exactly work out the way I was envisioning. More neutral colors with the cat to help the cat stand out. I went with a gray cat, some little stripes, and finishing up the rest of these little accents. I really love the way that this one came out. It pops so nicely. It makes my heart happy. I might cut this out eventually for a collage. My brain keeps going to wanting to turn this into a collage. I might do that in the future, but we'll have to see. And then we're gonna start with the final page. The final page, I was going into this with the idea that I was gonna put the sky in the background of this window. So I'm pulling out all of the different colors that I would associate with like the sky and the, like maybe looking out on a park, green rolling hills, trees, clouds. I was thinking that was the route I wanted to go with this. And so I'm pulling out all the colors for that before I even realized that the plant box for the window seal would not be on the inside of the house, and the shutters would open outwards, not inwards, if the bear was sitting in the window seal like this. And so it dawned on me, oh, we're not looking to the outside within the window, we're looking inside to the windows. I totally had to change up what I was envisioning for this piece. Decided to go with like a light purple for the wallpaper. I really wanted to just kind of create this cozy indoor scene. My phone, unfortunately, decided it didn't want to play with me anymore.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
So my phone just crashed. No idea what happened. I wasn't sure how long in the moment. I had been continuing on before I realized my phone had crashed. Luckily, it wasn't too long, but it did cause me to panic and freak out because I was like, I can't just undo and reverse this. I lost all of my work. No, you silly David. The only thing that you missed was putting white squares on. You guys missed me dumping the white squares onto the piece. Crisis 1, or wait, what is this? This isn't Crisis 1. Crisis 2 of this video, averted. But we're not done yet! Now that I've added all these white squares onto the purple wall, I'm going in with some picture frames. If I was painting, I probably would have put pictures in the picture frames, but working with glitter, it's a lot harder to do tiny, tiny details. And then once I finish the inside, we're gonna go back to my typical furthest to closest. So I did all of the gray and the brick, then doing all of the plants standing out. And of course, my phone decided to crash again, making me a little frustrated, I must tell you. But that wasn't the end of the crises for this video. Nope, nope, nope. So yeah, we had an inspection. During the inspection, the owner and our landlord came in, inspect the apartment. We chit-chatted for a second. During the 5 minutes, the front door was open and I was chatting with the landlord. Onyx decided he was going to take himself on a walk. Do you want to tell everybody at home what you just made me do? Scaring me half to death? You were all happy with yourself when you did it. He decided he was going to take himself on a walk about a half a mile away to the freaking convenience store, scaring me half to death. I'm glad we found you, buddy. Don't ever do that again. But after 45 minutes of yelling his name and looking like a crazy person running through my neighborhood trying to find him, he heard me calling his name, popped his little head out from a bush, and then here's where I do it again. I'm not very smart. Uno momento, por favor. Now you remember the first time I put my hand in the glitter that wasn't dry yet? Did I learn my lesson? Nope, I did not. My spatial awareness is not the best. But that's okay, because I got it fixed. I will do my best to try to fix any of the mistakes. The sooner you catch it, the easier it is to correct when it comes to glitter anyways. So I got it fixed up, and we're going right back into the swing of things. Got the shutters done, adding in this little yellow-orange bird, finishing up the details and the plants surrounding the window seal, then going into this with this little cute bear guy. I thought it would be fun to put him into like a little bear costume. I should have probably done a little bit of a darker color, but I was having a hard time picking which color because there's so many around the bear. If I went too dark, I felt like it was gonna bleed into the shutters. If I went too light, like I feel like it did, it kind of blended into the white of the bear's face. Overall, I'm very happy with how cute it is. Even if the white and the pink don't stand out as much as I would have loved them to, it's super cute. I'm very happy with it. It looks like a little teddy bear wearing a onesie. And so now we got to get all this cleaned up because the glitter cannot stay. Bye-bye. I need to make sure I'm minimizing the risks of glitter ending up all over the house. So now that this is done, we could go ahead and take our review. From the bear sitting in the windowsill with the bird, the mushroom singing Kumbaya around the campfire, the little kitty in a rainbow teacup, to the monochromatic bear, all done in purple. I'm very happy with how these turned out. So let's go ahead and finish up. You gonna say hi? You gonna say hi? Say hi. No? I tried. So it's done. I got 4 pages done, colored 100% with glitter. It was a little nostalgic going back, doing stuff that I haven't done in so long. Not happy with all of the results, but I'm glad I did it. It's always fun to keep your creativity going, do things that you used to love. And it came out fantastic. Like, I love the way that this looks. It's so much fun. I did learn that the white and light colored glitters are see-through and dry completely. So I'll have to keep that in mind for future. But I think they're just so much fun. I wouldn't mind framing this. Look at that. So shiny. You'll have to let me know which is your favorite down in the comments. I'm definitely sticking with the mushroom being my favorite. It's just so much fun doing that and tapping into something I used to do as a teenager. So just let this be a reminder. You know, you never know what kind of things you can create with old supplies. I've had this glitter since 2007, so not everybody can go out and buy a whole bunch of new supplies. I know I can't. I've had all this glitter. It needed to get used. I'm very happy with the results. Now I just got to figure out a way to seal it so the glitter doesn't fall all over the place. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye, you beautiful people.